Hello, today we are going to talk about the value creation wheel method to which will apply to Livros Pangaea, which is the company to which we work with, and this is a company responsible for producing high-end quality books. Starting off, our main problem will be how to leverage a new book edition. Our solutions found will include the crowdfunding campaign, Edit the Bible, digital communication, and also partnerships with multiple brands. About our required resources, we'll develop the 3M framework, so man, minutes, and money. Regarding man, we will have Alexandra and Lino, which are the key decision makers and the owners of the company, to develop all the roles within the company. We will have time frames we will focus on 6 months, 1 year, and then in the medium and long run. And finally, about the money, we expect them to generate some profit in some years. It will depend on revenues. From their main source of revenue will be selling books, and the main source of costs will be the production and the advertisement. So basically what we will do is we will start with the initial problem, which I already said. Then we will revise it, see if it's okay and if it matches the company's interests. Go through the generation of some ideas and filters, analyze, validate and ranking them. Filter the validated ideas through all the filters, and finally get to some solutions. So, Livros Pangaea, let's go, and our challenge is how to leverage a new book edition. Starting off, I'll present you with the VCW. The VCW is a method created by Professor Luís Filipe Lage, and it involves 5 stages. First one is find the main challenge. This is the define part. Then we will have the generation of some ideas, some criteria. This is the increase part. Then we will have the 3 parts of selecting ideas, selecting filters, and ranking the filters through order, which we consider the assess part. Then we will pass all these selected ideas through the selected filters ranked by order of importance and reach to some solutions. We will concept, prototype them, and finally we will act and implement the solutions in Pangaea. So now we will play a small video about how we did this, the value creation wheel method applied to our work. So the first stage is discovering value, and here we'll state the problem, try to find the main challenge, as well as doing some investigation on the background of Pangaea. As you can see, this is the first stage, discovering value. At first, when we met the key decision makers, we tried to apply the 5 whys method, which is a method that allows, by asking the question why, to reach to the concrete problem within the company. So in this case, we started with the problem, why is the company not selling books? And we went on and applied the 5 why method throughout the time, and we reached the 4th why. The key decision makers told to us, there's no need to continue this. The challenge that we want for you to implement and assess is how to leverage the edition of a new book. So that's the challenge that we assumed and that we continued with. So, is this an actual problem or challenge? Yes, because the company needs help selling new books. Is the world better off with this and the organization? The company, without our help, the company will continue not selling any books, and the market will continue not being displayed in Portugal, so it will be lost a premium market. So, do you have access to the KDM? We do. They are very accessible. We can contact them personally by email or telephone. And finally, if they are really involved in the VCW process, we think so, and that they are always able to help and also collaborate and eager to start. So now we did some DAOs analysis to understand what can go, what is happening in this industry and with Pangaea. So regarding external factors, we have the opportunities, no competitions, potential market, potential demand, differentiation, threat, we have restricted supply, books written only in Portuguese, no publisher, digitalization of the market, niche market. Then we have strengths, explores Portuguese authors and seeks valorization, online shopping, premium handmade books with good quality, and finally weaknesses, not well known in the market, high prices, lack of brand awareness, small business, and the book reserved for premium clients. When combining them, we have the strengths and opportunities, which is the focus on the Portuguese market premium books to explore potential market and satisfy this potential demand. While conjugating threats and strengths, we have that it will enrich the content of the books of the most famous authors and optimize online shopping to digitalize the market. While combining weaknesses and opportunities, we will differentiate from other normal books with their high quality and reduce the risk of high prices in small businesses. And finally, combination of weaknesses and threats is that we optimize digital communication and increase brand awareness to develop the more potential of such market. We did some background analysis on Pangaea. So regarding the market where they are inserted to, we have that this is the premium high quality book market. This market is very explored in the United States, United Kingdom and Germany. In Portugal, Pangaea is the first one to explore it. So it's kind of a niche market in Portugal. Regarding the product, as you have already understood, this is the premium handmade books that deal with grand masterpieces of the best Portuguese authors. And the team is Alexandra and Lino Santos. Lino is a systems engineer and Alexandra is a professor. And they are both passionate about books and want to share their love for books all around the world. So, our problem is how to leverage a new book edition, and the solutions and the impact that we will cause through our solutions will be we will help Pangaea to sell more books, and the Portuguese market and the Portuguese society gains a new market being explored, which is the premium book market. About the stakeholders that we involved in our process, we involved them in different stages of the VCW. So the key decision makers, which can also be considered the employees and shareholders, we involved them in phases define, access and act. And all the other intervenients were used in the phase of generating ideas and filters. So from all the stakeholders that we use, we highlight the children, which gave us a totally new perspective of the adult world and generated new ideas for us. And also devil advocates, which we consider to be e-book users, given that these are people that don't even use books anymore, so they will be unavailable to buy any type of book, let alone a book of such price and quality. Regarding the expected KPIs that we had, we developed KPIs for the short, the medium and the long run period. So in the short term it will be the number of books pre-ordered in the website. In the medium term we will have the number of books sold, the number of articles in the press. In the long term we will have number of visits on the website, number of likes on Facebook, number of sales in Google AdWords, and finally the number of books sold in the long run. Thus we reach the second phase, which is create value. So what can be done? Look for some feedback of the people who are inside and outside of the project. So here we try to find some ideas, some filters in order to do it. Starting off with the first phase, which is the generation of ideas. In this case, we're trying to generate ideas without any limitations in our mind, so try to have a mind outside the box and not limit to any restrictions that we have, because that will be prepared for later on. So here we just focus on having some ideas. For this purpose, we contacted with some experts, some non-experts, and then we also did some brainstorming. So we got some solutions regarding contact with experts, which to 18 new ideas, just talking with them. We got some solutions from experts, which include retarget the website visitors, be present in conferences about history, enable customers to order a book with their preferences, do a list of authors that Lino, which is one of the key decision makers, would be willing to cover, ask for financial support, invest in billboards, be present in other big cities, direct service to the client, work on the brand image by reformulating the website, develop agreements with sales, partnerships with non-bookstores, partnerships with museums, find retailers, launch advertising in art or literature papers, present during foundation annual dinners, get in touch with the Portuguese Ministry of Cultural Affairs, promote the book through interviews with journalists, and catch the attention of art lovers. So, we also did some external stakeholders, to which we generated some 16 new ideas, which we can highlight. Do a market study, approach the aristocrat community of Portugal, reading, sharing activities, workshops, direct sale, flyers, crowdfunding platform, a clear and relevant advertising campaign, improve their community management tools, game contest, emailing, promotion activities, branch of book accessories, and also online survey. Finally, we did some ideas as a group, and we brainstormed through and we generated 23 new ideas, to which we include exhibition in art fairs, exhibition in museum fairs, exhibition in book fairs, quantity discounts, blog, journalists to write articles, trial of famous books, establish personal sales, work on the website search engine, remake AdWords campaign, and try to implement the word of strategies, a word of mouth strategy again. Also set up digital image brand, ambassadors program, Facebook promotion, try different language, customer analysis, among others. So, in order to do this, we use the VCW brainstorming method, which can be used in two different ways. We can start by asking who needs and will pay for it. And we can go, for example, with the first solution, Pangaea. They care about low sales, they offer books, and their unique experience and value proposition can be solved with partnerships. Thus, and we had a high feeling about this solution. But it can also be done the same way around. So, for example, taking the last one, learning with the broad market leaders, what can we offer books to them, what do they care about, not an efficient process, and who cares, Pangaea. Regarding the filters part, we did the same. We contacted with external and experts and non-experts. We did some brainstorm, and we generated 5 filters when talking to experts. We generated availability to do it, possibility to do it, willingness to do it, time to do it, and if it follows Pangaea's value proposition. We induced filters through individual stakeholders, non-experts. We generated 7. To which amount of work delivered, efficiency of delivery, personal investment, financial and non-financial, match with brand image, transposable to other markets, and energy. Finally, with some brainstorming, we reached to 13 filters. Brand awareness, time to enter the market, risk of imitation, solution is creative or not, efficient, high added value, simplicity to implement, internalization, localization, target culture fit, country culture fit, and if it matches the target customer and market. Thus, we reach the third stage. So now we enter in the phase of validating value. So here we will select the useful ideas, the useful filters, and rank those filters through an order. So the order will be set by the key decision makers that will select from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1, to which they prefer the most, those who think they're relevant but prefer the least. Here, in this case, we will apply the poker method. The poker method is divided into 4 parts: scale, review, multiply, and keep. So the idea of the poker method is when an idea comes, we can decide to kill it if it makes no sense for the company, review it if it's not clear enough, multiply if it can be applied in more than one case, and keep it if it's the right solution, possible solution. Going off with the selected ideas, we applied the poker method and we reached to this result. A little bit messy, but maybe in the next slide is clearer. So we got 25 kept ideas, 10 multiplies, 14 reviews, and 8 killed ideas. So in the total, 25 kept ideas. Examples of those can be exhibitions in art, museums and book fairs, contact specialized journalists, promote blogs, try other famous authors, work on the website search engine, among others. Also flyers, online survey, direct sale, crowdfunding platform, Facebook promotion, different languages. There are 25. About the selecting filters part, We also applied the poker method, and in this case we had this. So maybe clearer again with 15 cap filters, 0 multiply, 4 reviews, and 6 skills. From the capped filters we have amount of work, willingness to do it, possibility of doing, costs, efficiency to deliver, high added value, among others. Thus we reach the last stage, which is the ranking of filters and criteria. So here, after we have all the selected filters, we went to the key decision makers again and we said to them if they could rank the filters from the most preferred ones, giving a 5 for the most important for them and a 1 for least important but still relevant filter. And we had this ranking which is here. So 5 are the filters that they prefer the most, and 1 is the filters that they prefer the least. So we got this order. We have filters like amount of work, simplicity, efficiency as the most preferred, and also we have time to enter market and transposability to other markets as the least favorite. So regarding stage 4, we have the capture value. We now entered through selecting all the ideas, the selected ideas through the filters that we selected, and we ranked through the key decision makers order. So we have to find some solutions. We are currently in this stage of the VCW method. What we did was pass the idea throughout all the 15 filters that were kept by the key decision makers and ranked. So we reached to a total of 4 solutions, and those 4 solutions were a cluster of the 8 ideas that were able to pass the 15 filters. So we passed all the ideas and then we got 8, but some of them were very similar and we clustered them into getting only 4. So now we will show you a small video where you can understand how our value creation funnel worked and that you can observe it better. So, regarding the number of filters that we have, some ideas were progressively cut down. We can see that filters for 5, 6, 3, 12 and 9 were the ones that kept more ideas. So this is just statistical data to understand which filters were most effective. So these are the ideas that were able to pass the 15 filters. We have set up a digital brand, Facebook promotion, Google redo Google AdWords, contact journalists, and refund the website. We also had a version to edit the Bible, a crowdfunding campaign, partnerships with bookstores, and also luxury brands. So all of this was clustered into 4 main ideas involving people, edition of the Bible, organization of a crowdfunding campaign, and partnerships. Thus leading us to the final stage of this 4th part, which is capture value, which is the concept/prototype. Here we will explore a little bit before presenting you the prototype. Just the concepts will involve the edition of the Bible, how to involve people using digital communication, as I already said, the Facebook page, the restructuration of the website, the Google AdWords, among other things. The partnerships, which will be mainly 4, but can be open to others, will approach areas such as the luxury brands, the bookstores, and in this case we will cover Lalo Bookstore, Bertrand, Patek Philippe, and also Rolex, among others that might be able to come up. About the organization of the crowdfunding campaign, we will do short video presentations about how the book is made, about who is the team, about what books are there available. We will do some storytelling for those who are book lovers and intend to follow how this passion of Alexandra and Lino develops. We'll have a technical presentation of how the actual books are done in the workshop. We have an offer of books for a certain contribution. For example, while contributing with 500 euros, you get 2 books or something similar to that. So this is an example of how our crowdfunding campaign would look. We will have, similar to this, the creators, the place, the market where we would be included, and also we have a prototype for the Facebook page, for the website, after it's restructured and ready for new clients. And finally, a simulation of partnerships with Patek Philippe and also Lelo Bookshop. So, the restructuration of the website will be done through a search engine optimization advantage, a better UX, about AdWords on Google that work faster than search engine optimization, increase our brand awareness, leads and customers, small initial investment, which is okay. About the Facebook promotion, the marketing strategy is very low cost. Users can be interactive on Facebook. User traffic can also be increased. Regarding the journalist articles that are included in this digital part, we will have the capability of having high credibility and to reach all the book lovers. Finally, as I already said, the partnerships will cover the Bookshop, Patek Philippe, and also Bertrand. This is just an evaluation of all the ideas that were able to pass the filters after clustering and how they are evaluated in terms of filters. Thus reaching us to the final stage, where we present the 4 solutions which the key decision makers get their feedback and understand how it would work on the business model after our ideas are implemented. So, as you know, the last stage of the VCW method. So we got together with key decision makers, with Lino and Alexandra, so that we were able to present them their ideas. And we got a very good feedback, so 3 in 4 ideas were approved immediately, and the 4th one is still pending, so I'll explain. Regarding the partnerships, they were approved and they will be launched within 6 months. Regarding digital communication as well, they were instantly approved and will be launched within 6 months, so we can expect soon a restructuration of the website as well as the development of the Facebook page, and then be present in other social networks. Regarding the crowdfunding campaign, it will be developed within a year maximum. And about editing the Bible, it is a project where the key decision makers believe that it will happen, but not right now. So they want to edit other books before reaching the Bible, given that it's a very complex book and they have other authors that they would prefer to cover first. So, our business model is divided into these parts. About the key partnerships, we had a partnership with printing company, and now we have also partnership with luxury brands and bookshops. Our key activity stays the same, which is designing, develop, manufacturing and selling premium books. Our key resources are still the same, Lino and Alexandra investment in terms of money, their know-how and the quality of the books. The value proposition also stays the same. They are still innovators as pioneers in the Portuguese market. They customize, providing unique experiences for readers, and their quality is the high quality material. The customer relationship is excellent, given that Alexandra and Lino are both able to assist in any case. And the customer segmentation is still B2C, so we can expect quality conscious and premium book lovers. So they seek high-end, they are usually attached to luxury goods and will be willing to pay a premium price. About the channels, we have also some changes here. Before, you can only order the book in the e-shop on the website or through direct contact with Alexandra or Lino. And now we will be able to pre-order with the crowdfunding campaign and also to buy it in some bookstores. About the cost structure, it will stay basically the same. They expect to have a cost of 50,000 euros for the new edition. From this 50,000, we have 95%, which is production budget, and 5% for marketing and communication budget. In the revenue stream, we have another change. So we had the sales of books, and now we have crowdfunding platform as well. Again, going back, we'll apply again the 3 M's. So Lino and Alexandra will develop the role of CEOs, of salespeople, of producing the books, of managing the product, among others. So they will have all the functions within the company, and the only personal assist that they would have would be with an illustrator that does some illustrations in some of the books. About the minutes, we have, like I already said, the 6 minutes in the 6 months to launch the partnerships as well as digital campaign, in 1 year to launch a new book and to launch the crowdfunding campaign, in the medium and long run term to launch the Bible. About the money, they have a budget, like I already said, of 50,000 euros for the edition of the next book, the upcoming book, which still doesn't have an author or a chosen book. So the revenues will be from the sale of books and crowdfunding, and their costs will now be associated to production costs, advertisement, and also the website costs. It is fair to say that we reached all the expected KPIs that we had calculated before, and thus reaching us to the conclusion. So to conclude our work, we will focus in the next challenges and required partners. So the required partners will be the ones that I already mentioned before, bookshops and luxury brands. And their challenges will be mainly two. So guarantee that these solutions are applied, which the key decision makers have specifically told us that it would. So we just have to expect and believe. And this leads us to our second challenge, which is do some follow-up in order to see how things are progressing and in what way we are continuing to be able to assist and solve some minor problems that might come up. We have some statements from both the key decision makers and also our professors that were gained in the last week's presentation. So the key decision makers were very clear. They told us that they really like our project, that they would take time to invest in it because now they had the tools to do it. They just had to do it. They had all the creation process done. So they just had to implement it. Thus, they will advance with the digital channel before Christmas, and will still try to apply it in the first book, which is Mensagem by Fernando Pessoa. They really enjoyed our work, and they like to see a final result with very good quality. Regarding the professors, they were very pleased that 2 or 3 solutions were approved which demonstrate feasibility. They thought that this was a good project with good solutions, and the only thing that they thought would be better would be the prototypes. So, going off for the prospects for the future, we assume that the year 0 is the current year where we are. So, in this year it was produced only Mensagem by Fernando Pessoa, and they produced 80 copies of it. However, they were only able to sell 10, 7 of the cheaper edition and 3 of the most expensive edition. The cheap edition costs €500 and the most expensive one costs around €800, thus generating revenues of only €6,000. However, they had costs that were very big, so they invested in the production of the books, which was €20,000, and also in advertisement, which is 5% of the total costs had for the production of books, thus generating a very negative profit. What else do we have? We have that in year 1 we will assume revenues from selling 20 of the books from the cheaper edition and 20 of the expensive edition. Also adding the revenues of the crowdfunding campaign that will generate expected €20,000. So the costs of production will be the 40,000 of production of books, plus the 5% of advertisement, plus the partnerships that will be done. So, how will these partnerships work? They will be, the company will produce 80 books again, but instead they will offer 40 to develop good partnerships and sell the other 40. That's why we assumed in revenue, so 20 of the cheaper and 20 of the most expensive. And in this case they have a negative profit as well, but it's very less than the one held before. In year 2, we expect again that they'll produce this time 90 books and they will sell 80 instead of just 40. So in this case we assume that they sell 40 of the cheap edition and 40 of the expensive one. However, in this case the partnership will only cover 5 of each type, so 5 of the cheaper edition and 5 of the most expensive one. And in this case we will have some profit, some positive profit. However, one can conclude that they are still far from the break-even point, so maybe in year 3 or maximum year 4 they will have a break-even point. About the lessons learned from the VCW, we can highlight 4. So the VCW is very good because it's applicable to any area, health, economics, education, whatever. It can generate new products and new ideas, and it's a very dynamic process. We have the fact that it's easy to use, provides instant solutions, it's a very efficient process. We have that the VCW is a reversible cycle, so if we are not doing anything correct or it's not working in the way that we wanted, we can always go back and change something. And finally, the VCW allows the company to work hand by hand. The team works hand by hand with the company, so the VCW makes sure that the company always keeps its interests aligned with the path that the VCW is taking. Finally, thank you very much. Any questions?